Women are the fastest growing prison population in the world. In the West African country of Sierra Leone, female prisoners have more than doubled in the last 3 years. It's the legacy of a nation still haunted 11 years on by a brutal civil war, broken institutions, and a legal system where injustice is rife. But in a place where qualified lawyers are scarce, a newly trained crop of paralegals are battling for women's legal rights. These are paralegals Marvel and Victoria. This film follows them into the prisons as they fight for justice for women in conflict with the law, and investigates why prison rates among women are soaring. Mokene is a small city in the north of Sierra Leone, undergoing rapid transformation due to the country's mineral mining boom.
Hey, Gwen. How you doing?
It's also home to young paralegal Victoria.
I feel very excited when we get matters discharged in court. I feel very excited when I get people released and bailed from the police cells. I just don't like women behind bars. I just don't like it.
Victoria's working day starts with prayers. She's based in the office of her supervisor, the only qualified barrister in the region. There are just 400 lawyers in the entire country, so the 80 or so paralegals like Victoria, trained by organisations such as the women's rights NGO Advocate, have a vital role. Victoria's job is to educate women about their basic legal and human rights, mediate conflict, and help those who've fallen foul of the law.
Grant us to impact willingly to others whatever we possess that is good, to confess truly our faults, to bear with the community the pains and evils which we suffer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
In Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, another young paralegal, Marvel, starts her busy day frying breakfast for her family. She lives with her 2 sisters, mother, and young baby. Marvel is nicknamed Small Pepe because under her shy exterior is a firecracker temperament. She has braved death threats while fighting for women's rights. Marvel decided to become a paralegal after herself being falsely accused of shoplifting. Now she spends her days defending women whose illiteracy and low status makes them particularly vulnerable to the ravages of post-war poverty.
People who don't have money to hire lawyers, so we need them among us to take charge, especially the women. They are so brutalized. The women are so suffering because after the war, some women are single parents, some lost their husbands, some lost their children.
The scars of a civil war in which 50,000 died remain fresh on society.
During the war, they used to cut the hands of people. Maybe they will catch pregnant women, they will split their stomach, take out the children out of their stomach. So it was very terrible. They burned the houses, people being in their houses, they put fire on the houses, burned everything. So many people are poor today because of that. People are really suffering. That's why you see people on the street stealing. Women, I'm so surprised if women can steal on the street. They can jog phone, steal, put hand in people's bags, steal their money. Some go on the street, lie down for men for cheap money, just for them to sustain their living because poverty is here, there's so much.
Marvel is off to work.
Bye-bye, I go. I come. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye.
Today she's going to Freetown Female Prison to see who's been brought in and who she can help.
when we were growing up, she was so quiet. So I was very surprised for her to fight, to stand up for the rights of people, especially women. Sometimes I tell her, I said, baby, you have to slow down. She used to tell me that the people are so suppressing the women. I want to fight for them. I said, you have to slow down.
The struggle for women's rights takes place nationwide. Upcountry, the prison in McCaney, is small compared with Freetown, housing just 9 inmates. But these women are just as desperate for help.
Yes, sir.
Victoria has just arrived to educate one of the inmates about her legal rights. But there's been a disturbance.
I see you that look.
Yes.
How that look there?
Victoria is shocked to find that something unusual has taken place. Her client has been locked up in solitary.
Siesta? No, I don't know.
I don't know tell waiting and call for the way prisoner misbehave with the police. You know they beat you, they lock you. Because the kid and one feel say, let me tell you one thing when Englishman say, he said it is cheaper to grow up a child than to repair a man. We are here to keep them in safe custody, seek their welfare and so. I can honestly talk and say, and they deal fervently with the UN minimum standard rule for the treatment of prisoners. But when you say one give me headache, I dey give you headache. The only headache I dey do, I dey lock you back in you up continuously. Once you say show remorse, I go pull you.
The conditions at McCaney are better than elsewhere in the country, where there's frequent overcrowding, food shortages and bad water. Limited funding and resources mean poverty remains a problem inside the prison walls. With no one to look after their children outside jail, the young are often locked up with their mothers. A generation whose formative years are spent behind bars.
You don't vex?
9 minus 5.
This little girl is suffering from a vaginal infection, but there's limited provision for children.
The Peking is still a discharge.
Yes, the infection.
Prison officers have even been known to pay for medicine from their own pockets.
And our mother is also a pregnant woman.
Victoria's wry humour evaporates at the grim prospects for the future. After some time, the inmate in solitary is released for Victoria to have a word.
Which happened? Una say una no go dey give problem. Who una can I so? They expect una for make una change. But una dey for dey make plaba with them prison officer then. I dey beg you for God. 2 months, 60 days, if they come on, I just know you go. You go do about your business. But if you make the 2 months count on to 1 year, you know, fine.
The prisoner was in solitary for allegedly insulting a guard. But the matter is not yet finished.
What's it man can a policeman they go course to my man?
Yes.
Course police they take
But
them
you
to
man
for them. But you man? Yes. This. Me no, me I can't go police. Me now me mama because you know what I say mama they can't go police. The lady no understand me go catch me yesterday begin course. Na me course. Aja dem na me course. Na me course. Not so bad.
But waiting at the thing. Until you don't show remorse, you say you big. Yeah, me
I dey report am. Me mama will course.
I beg.
You no get nothing. I no get nothing for them for me. You no go see me no more.
You know, where you repeat yourself again? Where you repeat yourself? No, I don't say they know they lock am o.
They say me na rarega, me na useless woman, me na kosongo. So say I cost me, I no cost me.
You know what I will tell you? Anytime we prison officer get problem, if you hear come to prisoner, lay complaint to siesta. You see say, Osi no come for me tell her. You tell me, yeah.
It transpires that the girl has a history of frustration with the authorities. She was jailed after insulting a policewoman who allegedly refused to pay for the soup she was selling.
Na me money na me me pepper soup no dey be for me.
So you just go eat the pepper soup, you no wan pay.
So when we talk no more line go be mistake na.
Okay. Okay, that's true.
Almost all of the women's crimes are born out of poverty, which is paradoxically a byproduct of Sierra Leone's development. Cities are growing, there are greater divisions between rich and poor, and increased financial pressure on women as breadwinners. Back in Freetown, Marvell is in the women's jail, where there are usually between 70 and 90 inmates, many of whom are sex workers. A group of 11 such women have just been charged by the magistrate and are now awaiting trial. Marvell offers her support.
And some of you were so glad for they do this life. But at least where it don't be so, the officer and they go and they arrest you now and close anyway. And we know they know them. So then they arrest you and can you go. If you not get 100,000, they left you. They put you in a cell in 4 days. Sometimes they put you in 1 week, they start selling and feel now they left you. That if you don't want to charge you, go to court. They put you there 1 week, 2 weeks, today they suffer with. They clean the cell and pass through, they go now they clean them back. And for let them give you water and out of free money, they back, they beg them. Say some of you they get rash, they get infection, they look some of them and they are so. All of a sudden I saw them all we go down street to get the rash there. So on the rash then now inside cell we they get her. So if you see we carry they let today. Just because we not get 100,000.
But Monday I went to court with Naya. Like I know my help so I same thing again here. I just pray to God here.
Many women are driven into sex work by poverty. There are now over 6,000 sex workers in Freetown alone. That's 1.4% of the female population.
What make you kaya? What's happening with you kaya? My mom be done that. My papa be done that. But like you also.
Prostitution is not illegal in Sierra Leone, so the police slapped the sex workers with the loosely defined charge of loitering. This woman was lucky enough to receive legal representation.
Why wouldn't action a court say you plead accusation that you go loitering around? Why you plead guilty?
That lawyer about I say, well, no answer say. We guilty. Say why? If we deny, well, a problem.
In McCaney, Victoria has moved on to do her daily rounds at the police station. She's discovered her client, who was promised bail last week, is still in custody. The woman is accused of stealing money. But before the woman can leave on bail, she must find a surety, someone who will take responsibility for her attending court. Victoria is on the phone to the woman's husband.
Hello? Yes, Mr. Good afternoon, sir. Fine, this is Victoria from Advocate. Why you my rights activist? Yeah. We go really need for see you in a police station. The policeman really wants you. We want to see how we go able to bail this woman here so today. Okay, thanks. You might get 5 minutes to come. You say I'm here allegation. Considering what you be tell me the last time, why you feel say they make the allegation against you now?
They say the way we take money run. They say now for give the report, now for give the statement.
She's a young pregnant woman, so I'm very worried. I'm too worried. I just want to see her out now.
Soon the woman's husband arrives to offer himself as surety.
How you do, sir?
Fine.
Nice to meet you. My pleasure. Me and Victoria. I work for Advocate. Now, human rights organization where they help women in conflicts with the law.
As Victoria takes her surety to meet the commander, she lightly reminds the investigating officer that in Sierra Leonean law, bail should be granted at no cost.
I'm at. Because I'm at, I say bail not free. I'm at, bail not free. Bail not free, eh?
Absolutely.
Okay. I feel say no more bail not free. I feel say bail not for pay.
You know say another word, bail is free.
What?
Bail is free.
The The situation looks hopeful as they enter the office of the commander, Mr. Mathieu.
We really want to make una put this lady as on bill.
The money we involved is big. And there were yet na suspects there. So for guarantee they stay, or say they not go jump bail, now make we want a householder for stand as shorty for them.
Problem we get, to old man get house plan.
We want somebody here, somebody responsible, reliable, and stays in this town.
Okay.
This is a setback for Victoria and her client. Mr. Mathieu has rejected the husband as surety because he doesn't have proof of residence in McKinney. They must find someone local. Back in the Freetown prison, Marvell has heard a disturbing allegation of police corruption in her client's arrest.
Well, they said they all we for righty. Say so. We for pay no money. 100 grand.
100,000.
Yeah, yes.
When I pay the money?
No. But me copy them pay.
Some pay.
Some pay. Me at sense then in another drag so another get money. So they big that so they are big when I left free. They are additional who come never get money. They say no.
Marvell has heard it all before. Allegations of the poorly paid police force extorting money from sex workers by threatening prosecution.
Money, business, inside the business. The one where they use the footpaths going this way, going that way. Oh, come here. Load. Firstly, told them if they're inside the motor guy, the picking and say, officer, wait here, do. Why for hold me? Maybe the time is 10:11. 10:11 loyalty, maybe the picking can first, then the violence send for carry and go. Because of money. Money is the problem in Sierra Leone.
And there's an even more serious and repeated allegation.
If they're not getting money, some of them because me don't see, now the camera one not get. They carry them go behind the station, sex and free, without no condom. Because of the people that they free, the officer, I don't have money, but you can take this one.
At the Central Freetown Police Station, Superintendent for Police and Head of the Legal and Justice Support Department, Mohammed Kamara, denies the allegations made against his men.
Wow, but I won't subscribe to that. I wonder how you can negotiate your sex with the time that you have to perform your duty, come back to the station and report to your commander. I don't think that is possible. It's not feasible.
Eventually, at the McKinney police station, a local relative of Victoria's client has come to offer herself as surety.
Yeah, okay, make I help you.
Now for just show say this woman not dey run. If he run,
then they hold you responsible. Then go.
I go produce her. If you run, then go hold me. I have no fear.
Yes, you sign for her and show say you no go run. Yeah, so not just that. Yeah. Okay.
Victoria returns to Mr. Mathieu with her new surety, confident that she will finally win bail for her client.
Sister Mathieu, we are back again. And this woman don't
But Mr. Mathieu is still not satisfied.
She said I'm in position, make her do the right thing.
Not too.
Make her do the right thing.
No, Mr. Me, that my recommendation number one make you take. Just my recommendation. I mean, I know say if the woman be like, you know go run away. I will conduct follow up on that, Mr. Mathieu.
Victoria won't budge, and eventually Mr. Mathieu relents. But there is yet another problem.
In front of. I have now the look for so. Hey, the men no go out. They say that for family good. You don't ask for a number. In front phone there. I don't call my phone there.
Imat, the investigating officer whose signature she needs for the bail papers, has gone home for the day.
This job is so frustrating.
Helping women navigate the obstacles of the criminal justice system is all in a day's work for a paralegal. Finally, Victoria's persistence pays off.
IMAT's not right. But the woman, they don't agree now. They say, make the woman sign for you. Yeah? I don't tell you, man, anything. If they in case they get any, they can call me. Yeah? Me, I don't tell you. Okay, then. Anything, we will talk, yeah?
Assured of her client's release, she can leave.
SS, una thank you, yeah? Bye-bye. Oh, me I'm tired.
But while Victoria can go home at the end of a long day, those on the inside are not so lucky. In Freetown Female Prison, Marvell hears another perspective on why prison rates among women are soaring.
The police got most of this problem to solve because there are so many cases which are not even supposed to be here. So it is a wonder to us how these cases are supposed to be here. This loyalty and this funny fight, abusive language, they're supposed to be settled there at the police station and dissolve everything. But the charges matter to court, deprive young ladies, put them behind bars for so long a time. And some have kids outside here. How could you imagine these kids will cope up? Well, we don't know their reason because some of them are looking towards money. So if you don't have money to spend for you to be released there, you are charged to here.
As the sun goes down on Freetown Female Prison, the prison nurse leads a spontaneous devotion.
Where they take you out of this prison. The anointing where they take you out of this prison. Receive your freedom. Amen. Jesus. I say receive your freedom. Thank you for your freedom. Thank you for your freedom. Hey, Papa, we thank you.
For these women, there remains hope for salvation.
Receive your freedom. Amen.
Efforts to rehabilitate inmates mean they receive literacy and numeracy classes to prepare them for their return to the outside world.
This is not the end of my life. I will make it more than now. When I'm outside here, I will do more greater things than before. I just need my freedom. That's it. So my future is plain and clear. I have a brighter future. There is life after prison. Come on.
Since the war, Sierra Leone is developing rapidly, but the institutions have struggled to adapt, and increasing numbers of women are feeling the strain and ending up behind bars. There are efforts to modernise the legal infrastructure with a new Legal Aid Act, which has enshrined the role of paralegals. The paralegal system is now seen as a blueprint for the rest of Africa. The story, though, doesn't end here. Women and mothers are the bedrock of the community and future generations. But as long as they continue to fall foul of the law, what lies ahead may never be freed from the shackles of the past.
Victory!